The Bureau Boys is an improvised detective serial. Every Monday morning, the Bureau Boys solve crimes based on clues sent in by their informants.
That's you! Go to thebureauboys.com to submit your clues, Informant. When we last left the Bureau Boys, they were hot off the marbled rye mystery.
It was as
And
hot...
boy, narrator...
Sorry.
No, go on.
It was as hot as a loaf of marbled rye, fresh out of the oven.
I don't know if that was worth it.
It definitely wasn't. Thanks for pointing it out, though, narrator.
Detective Riley, feeling successful, went home and had nighttime sex with his new bride.
Detective Potter was feeling less successful because, if you think about it, the Bureau Boys didn't really resolve much of anything or detect much of anything in their last case. So, Detective Potter sprung up out of bed the next morning, frustrated but hoping for a new case that the Bureau Boys would actually be able to detect and do some science and deduct things, interview some suspects, and come to conclusions. He was still thinking about it as he strolled into the offices of the Bureau and slammed down his heavy but empty briefcase. Narrator, now that I think about it, why would a detective need a briefcase anyhow?
For files, presumably, but not Detective Potter, because he carries empty air. However, we don't know what that air contains. I'm just gonna put that out there, narrator.
I'm gonna throw out, since I went to science class, some nitrogen, some oxygen, some CO2 or carbon dioxide to the layperson, narrator. Little bit of helium, little bit of hydrogen. You want me to keep going?
Building blocks of life, I get it. Detective Riley comes in an hour and 45 minutes later, carrying nothing but a bag of pastrami sandwiches.
I guess it must be Wednesday since it's your day to be here, Detective Riley.
Oh, good to see you too, Detective Potter. I am feeling good. How about you, bud?
Good? How can you feel good? Detective Riley, we didn't do anything during that last case. I feel like that last case, we were basically Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark, whereas if we didn't even exist in that last case, it would have figured itself out. So I don't know how you can feel good about it.
Is that the one where there's a bunch of cannibals and they're trying to
I'll explain it to you later, Detective Riley.
Listen, okay, I get it. I feel good. Well, one, I feel good that I'm back to human, and I've all of the spidery hair remnants have dropped off, and now I can just eat sandwiches like normal and go about the day. We have a stack of case files here, so eventually we'll get to those. But I think now we should just kind of rest and rejuvenate.
Do you really seriously want to rest when you know that there's people stealing bread? There's witches, there's some Mrs. Claus, some sort of elf conspiracy.
Whoa. First of all, we caught it was a child that was pretending to be Mrs. Claus that was having sex with Mr. Claus and then
This is what I'm saying, Detective Riley. We don't even understand these cases. I want something simple, something like just even the most feeble of children could understand. Like, that's what we need. We need like a softball, Detective Riley, to get us back on track, because I feel like the last few cases have been completely bananas.
What are you waiting for, Detective Potter? Some child come rapping on our door?
Suddenly, there's a rap at the door. Detective Riley.
Go get it. I always get the door.
You just walked in. Turn around.
I'm holding sandwiches.
Okay, fine. Detective Potter walks the length of the room, angrily shouldering his way past Detective Riley, and flings open the door. He looks out at normal person eye level and sees nothing and slams the door again.
One of those ghost knocks.
There's another rapping at the door immediately after Detective Potter slams it. Frustrated, he throws open the door again. Detective Riley, do you see anything out here from your vantage point?
Detective Potter, look down.
Detective Potter looks down, only to see a young boy.
Hello, is this the Bureau?
Detective Riley, have we decided on the Bureau as a name for our cards?
Yeah, I put the sign in the door. I just wrote the Bureau on a little piece of paper and stuck it to the door, with tape. So I think we've decided.
Why, yes, young little street urchin. This is the Bureau. Come in.
Great.
Detective Potter pats the little tyke on his head and ushers him in the door. He takes his coat and fears that he shouldn't take any more clothing.
Wow, the Bureau. So do you guys sell furniture or something?
Oh,
no, that's Joe's living room up the road.
also across the street, there's the Bureau guys. That's not us.
Oh, wow. I thought you were either the Bureau men or the Bureau guys. But that's great. So what do you do?
Well,
we
don't really know.
We solve crimes. Detective Potter, please.
Sorry, I'm frustrated. You know what? I'm gonna go sit over. I'm gonna sit at my desk. You handle this one for now.
Yeah, you're having a serious case of the Wednesdays. Little child, we like to say that we solve the world's greatest mysteries.
Okay, first of all, can we ask you your name so we don't have to call you little child? Because that skeeves me out just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, my friends call me Marbles, but because you're adults, you probably have to use my adult name, Peter. Ugh. That's what adults call me, but I like to be called Marbles.
Well, I think that we're pretty cool here, Marbles.
We can make an exception. Marbles, yeah, Marbles is cool.
We're forget hip. The names of our clients all the time anyhow, so we'll probably end up calling you, I don't know,
Peter.
Porter.
It's weird when adults say Marbles. You should call me Peter.
It's a good point.
The little child twists his little thumbs back and forth in his hands and looks down, waddling back and forth, kind of bashful.
Now, narrator, when you say twists his thumbs back and forth, do you mean he's gripping one of his thumbs in the palm of his hand and twisting it like twisting the neck of a chicken? Or do you mean he's twiddling his thumbs one around each other?
He's alternating, twisting one thumb with one hand, then grasping his other thumb with his other hand back and forth. Like he's choking two chickens back to back.
Hey, Marbles, do you want to see a trick? Detective Potter pulls out his classic, hold out one thumb and take the other thumb and bend it in half and make it look like you're taking your thumb off and wiggle it. That's his classic finger thumb trick. Pretty cool, huh?
Wow, so the Bureau is for magicians. I thought you said you were detectives.
Well,
that's actually not totally incorrect, I wouldn't say, Marbles.
Yeah, I do tend to use some unconventional methods that rely on Eastern, Western, Northern, Southern magical practices.
Yeah, and back in the day when people practiced science, the people that didn't understand it thought that that was magic, and I am a man of science. So yeah.
Wow. You guys sound like teachers. How many jobs do you have?
Well, to be honest with you, Marbles, we're not even getting paid for this, as far as we can tell. So zero?
Oh, that's great, because I don't have any money.
Oh, Marbles, are you suggesting you need our help? We're detectives first and foremost.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, hearing you guys are detectives, magicians, teachers, and
scientists,
but don't sell furniture. Pardon?
Scientists.
Pardon,
also,
mister?
Scientists.
Oh, you're also a scientist?
Yes, and my partner's a sex addict.
Detective Riley dashes his eyes back and forth, sweating.
Well, I have no use for that occupation.
No, good for you.
But some of the other ones might come into play.
Yeah. What brings you in here today, Marbles? Were you looking for some I mean, we can probably sell Detective Riley's desk. He only works 1 day a week.
Whoa. That's my eating desk. We're not getting rid of that.
Detective Potter notices that on Detective Riley's desk is a brown paper bag labeled Detective Potter. God damn it, Detective Riley.
You leave it in the fridge for 2 days. You're not even going back for it. You hate leftovers.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry, Marbles. You shouldn't see us like this. What's going on, kiddo champ sport?
Wow, you guys fight a lot. Are you married?
One of us is.
The other wishes he was.
Oh,
Well, the other used to be, but his wife died in a tragic boating accident. Still unresolved in how it happened.
The state says that it's resolved. So, what's your question, Marbles?
that's some heavy stuff. Well, I was going to look for some furniture, but since you guys don't do that, maybe you could help me with a case.
Detective Riley, Detective Potter, there he is. Perk up.
Yes, Marbles. Of course we can help you with the case. Let me get my legal pad. Detective Potter rummages in his desk, pulls out a legal pad and a quill pen, dips it into an inkwell, and prepares to scribble notes.
I'm sorry. I'm real nervous because I don't know you adults.
That's okay.
Spit it out, kid.
So you might have heard of my dad before, multi-billionaire Peter Albright. I'm named after him, see? Peter Jr. That's why I like to be called Marbles. I don't like to be confused with my dad.
Multi-billionaire Peter Albright, who came up with the idea of a pair of jeans that can become a picnic blanket?
Detective Potter, not just a pair of jeans that could become a picnic blanket, a pair of jeans that become a picnic blanket that opens into a tent with a built-in heating fan.
Did you know, Detective Riley, that the pair of jeans can't become a normal blanket? It can only become a picnic blanket?
Right, because he's the king of the outdoors. He's the outdoor king.
Is that your father, Peter Albright, the outdoor king?
The multi-millionaire playboy Peter Albright, outdoor king, creator of Ants in My Pants Jeans Company. That's my father. That's right. He loves the picnics.
Marbles, if I may ask, how come you're wearing those Levi's then?
Well, because I'm not on my way to a picnic. My dad hasn't mastered normal jeans yet. He's in the niche jeans market.
That makes sense.
He's made a lot of money for that niche of picnicking and camping.
Detective Riley, can I have a quick aside with you, though?
Yeah, excuse us, Marbles.
Yeah, sorry, Marbles. 1 second. Detective Riley, I know Marbles is just a young boy, but did you notice how he said that his dad was a billionaire, and then later on he said his dad was a multi-millionaire?
Yeah. Already the story is not adding up.
No, this kid seems like a real piece of shit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he could be a complete lying little shithead.
Yeah.
And we might need to kick his ass.
Also, Detective Riley, did you notice how after you stole my lunch has been removed from your desk, and I don't know where it is right now?
I'm going to be so pissed if this little shit is eating my food.
And I'll be double pissed because it's my food. Okay, all right. He's looking suspicious.
And sidebar.
Okay, Marbles. Marbles licks his lips as the crumbs of a perfectly cooked hero sandwich on marbled rye gets swallowed down his tiny little gullet.
Marbles, I didn't see you walk in with a sandwich. Did you have that in your back pocket?
Yep.
Well, the story checks out.
Yep, mister. I always carry a sandwich in my back pocket. Are you accusing me of theft?
Detective Riley, I mean, let's be honest. His dad does make that line of jeans that allows you to carry a hero sandwich in your back pocket.
Which I'm not wearing.
He's not waiting.
He took his pants off.
Woo!
Detective Riley, we have to get...
Okay, put your
pants on.
Marbles, put your pants back on right now.
We are not allowed.
Detective Riley, Detective Potter, turn away. Looking up at the ceiling. The unfinished ceiling.
And thinking about all their pending lawsuits.
Right leg here, left leg here. Right leg here, left leg here. And the pants are on.
Detective Riley, Detective Potter, spin back around. Detective Potter goes to pick up his legal pad and quill pen, but notices the inkwell is missing from his desk.
Marble's mouth is inky black, like the maw of a black hole.
Huh. This soup tastes weird.
Marbles, I didn't see you walk in here with a bowl of soup.
Or an inkwell.
Well, I have two back pockets. One for sandwich and one for soup. It's a soup and sandwich combo.
dang, I gotta get me some of these jeans.
Yeah, maybe then you can bring your own goddamn lunch.
I'm a walking advertisement.
Detective Potter notices that Marble's t-shirt says, Ants in My Pants Company. He is a walking advertisement, Detective Riley.
But he's not wearing his father's jeans. He's wearing some basic Levi's.
Oh yeah, good point. How come I even asked him if he was wearing that sub jeans? Wait a minute. Marbles, did you modify a pair of Levi's jeans to act just like your father's soup and sandwich jeans line?
Well, if you're a cop, I don't have to tell you anything, right? You're not a cop, right?
Oh no, I'm not a cop.
No.
Detective Potter, as he says this, reaches above Marbles and makes sure he gets a glimpse of his 9mm gun, not his penis or anything. Was that weird?
Also, Detective Potter puts his other hand behind his back and twists his pointy finger behind his middle finger, crossing them.
Indicating he's has just lied. Which is what you do right after you lie. You cross your fingers. Just like after you walk through a graveyard, then you hold your breath for 5 minutes.
So anyway, yeah, these are Levi's.
Damn it, Marbles. Look at me, kid. Detective Riley grabs Marbles by the lapel.
And Detective Potter grabs Detective Riley by the lapels.
It's a regular lapel standoff. Marbles, give it to me straight. Did you steal my sandwich and my partner's inkwell? Are you a common child thief? You have to answer because I'm holding you.
Gee, mister, you're scary. And I thought it was for me. I thought you'd give a sandwich to me for visiting your creepy dungeon basement place.
He's right about that, Detective Riley. This place is creepy.
We do offer a freebie for coming down here.
Now let me go. This is weird.
Detective Potter shakes Detective Riley. Let him go. This is weird. But Detective Potter, by shaking Detective Riley, is also inadvertently shaking Marbles.
Ah!
And a folded note flies out of his perfectly tailored button-up shirt. What was that?
You found my note. You found the note my dad left for me right before he disappeared.
Detective Riley, it's another missing persons case.
Oh no, he's back now. But he disappeared for a couple days and he left me that note.
Oh, okay.
And then he came back.
Okay, so case closed there. Marbles, did your dad send you here looking for us to deliver that note?
Real quick, Detective Riley. Detective Riley and Detective Potter high five. Another successful solved case.
Put that one on the books.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Did your dad send what he said? Did your dad send you here to find us?
No, my dad doesn't even know you guys exist. Remember, he's a billionaire.
Good point. He doesn't have time for the little people.
We gotta do better on our advertising.
Sometimes, Marbles, I don't even feel like I exist.
Aw,
Hey.
but you're so big and intimidating.
Thank you. I've been not skipping leg day, unlike my scrawny partner here.
Detective Potter strikes his Mr. Olympian pose.
He does that thing where he flexes his pecs and they bounce up and down like boobs.
By the way, did you guys ever give me your names?
Good question, but we'll be asking the questions here, Marbles.
Yeah, we're the detectives in this house.
But I'm Detective Potter and this is Detective Riley.
That helps.
It's nice to meet you.
Pleasantries.
Now, Marbles, we are in the business of detecting. You've gotten your freebie. You've made it to the sub basement.
You drank all my ink.
Right, he got the freebies.
Detective Potter pricks his finger, drawing a line of blood that he fills his quill pen with so he can take other notes.
Detective Potter, just so listeners know, can't clot blood. That's why it flowed so freely into the inkwell.
Cool.
Detective Potter gets woozier and woozier as Marbles continues to tell his story.
Yeah.
Has Marbles even started his story, narrate?
I don't know. Quit cutting in. Let the kid talk.
Yeah, so that note was the note my dad wrote for me before he disappeared for a couple days and then came back. And it said, if you open it up, you could see he wrote, Peter, I love you. I'll be gone for a few days. Don't miss me.
The Bureau Boys open it up and corroborate Marbles' story. That's exactly what it says, Detective Riley. This kid's legit.
I trust him more every time he opens his mouth.
Detective Potter holds his finger over a garbage pail and starts to fill it with blood.
Whoa.
Marbles, I gotta give first aid to my partner here. So if you got a case for us to
No,
solve.
I'll be fine. Let's focus on the kid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's this kid doing? Also, why aren't you in school, kid?
Good point.
It's 1 p.m.
I have tutors.
Detective Riley, it's the 4th of July, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Detective Potter. What did you say, kid?
I don't go to school. I have tutors.
Detective Riley, do you honestly think billionaire Peter Albright's kid goes to a normal school? Get your head in the game.
Yeah, my dad said if there's one thing he'd never do to me, it's make me learn with peasants.
Okay, I have to ask this, Marbles, just because you're here. Is there anything your dad said that he would do to you? Is that why you're here?
No. My dad's distant, but he's not mean.
Oh, good. Okay.
But there is an interesting thing. Since I'm with detectives, ever since he came back from his trip, my dad's been acting real strange.
Marbles, where did your dad go on his trip? Do you know?
Oh, he doesn't share his business travel plans with me because he's always traveling. Because, again, he's a millionaire.
Oh, he's a millionaire again, Detective Riley, not a billionaire.
My dad's value is always assessed based on his current index in the stock market, which is very highly volatile.
Detective Potter checks the stock market. Detective Riley, he's right. The stock market is down right now.
When did you get a bureau-issued smartphone?
Detective Potter punches on a graham cracker. This isn't actually a smartphone, Detective Riley. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Marbles. I feel like we keep getting distracted and not paying attention to you. So your dad went on a trip. You don't know where he went. He came back. He left you this note, just literally giving no information other than he was on a trip.
And then he's acting weird, Marbles. He's acting weird. Let's focus on that.
Let's focus on the weirdest. How do you mean weird? Like weird, like you're kind of a weird kid, Marbles. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Like weird, like you weird, or weird like Howard Hughes billionaire weird, or millionaire weird, depending on what time it is during the day. What kind of weird? Tell us.
Yeah, so my billionaire dad comes back from a trip, and my dad was acting weird compared to how he used to act. So he was one way, and then he was a different way after he went away for 3 days.
Detective Riley, can I just point out we should have bought a bunch of stocks a few minutes ago because they just went up a bunch.
This is quite the graham cracker you have on your hands, Detective Potter. We're going to have to dig more into that later.
I know, this is very distracting. Okay, so Marbles, how was he acting before and how is he acting after the trip?
So my dad, he's a business guy, right? And business guys, they act like businessmen. But after my dad came back...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is before
Yeah, very business. All business. All the time.
Like the front part of a mullet.
Mm-hmm. What's a mullet?
See how my coworker's face is? Imagine...
Coworker? I'm your partner.
Well, same thing.
So you are together.
We are partners in work life.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation, but we're roommates, but grown men roommates. We've
had some moments. We've gotten close.
Yeah, we shared. We did a
some,
peyote trip in the middle of the desert. You know what, Marbles? All this is so. Like, see how the top half of my partner's face is serious looking, and then you see the bottom half, and it's like, oh, that is a homeless person. So the mullet, like the front of the mullet, is the top half. And the back of the mullet is like the bottom half of my partner's face. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's nothing like what I was talking about. My dad doesn't have a mullet.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to let you, you take the floor. I'm sorry.
We get that now.
I have some asides sometimes that I can't resist, but so why don't you take the floor, Marbles?
Marbles lies down on the floor, face down, and continues telling us more.
He pulls a cat's eye out of his pocket and holds it into the light and stares at it as he weaves his tail.
My dad came back, and he wasn't as much of a businessman as he was before.
Would you say he's more like a peasant?
Or like the back half of a mullet?
Huh?
What would you say?
In your own words, Marbles. We'll stop interrupting you, I promise, if you just, in your own words, tell us what was going on with your dad. And not acting like a businessman, I'm sorry, Marbles, is just not good enough for us. We need more information because we have not successfully solved any cases yet, really, technically.
Give ourselves a little bit more credit, Detective Potter.
Huh?
Cases get solved when we get involved.
Cases get solved. Well said. Well said.
That should be, we should put that on our door. Cases get solved when they get involved.
Solved when we get, right.
Let's not say we, because if someone else is reading it, they're thinking, wait, we, like me?
Themselves.
Okay, you know what, Marbles? Sorry,
Oh,
we
right,
get very,
we don't want to
we get very distracted. Please, Marbles, tell us how your dad was acting. Did he have like braids, like girls that go to Jamaica on spring break?
No, my dad is famously bald.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Let Marbles tell us in his own words how exactly his father was unbusinessman-like when he came back from his 3-day trip.
2 parts unknown.
Well, he started hanging out with me a lot more. And he always told me, I can't hang out with you. I've got to work.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Go on.
seemed to get lost in thought. So my dad would just go outside and stare at the sun for hours on end.
As Marbles says this, Detective Riley and Detective Potter realize that the cat's eye he's holding looks exactly like a miniature sun. Not sun like S-O-N, sun S-U-N like a star. Made up of what 2 gases, narrator? Mostly.
Hydrogen
Very good.
and lava.
Also an H1, narrator. Makes your voice sound funny.
Excuse me?
Also an H1, narrator. Makes your voice sound funny.
Oh, right. Extra hydrogen.
Oh, boy. Helium. Okay, back to the story.
And he'd start walking around the house going, where's the geese? Where's the geese? Where's the geese?
Oh, Detective Potter, I think I know what's going on.
Wow.
Detective Potter, check your stock graham cracker.
Detective Potter pulls out his graham cracker, which mysteriously has a bite out of the corner of it. You guys, come on.
Not me.
2 bites, I meant to say. 3 now. Okay, before Detective Potter loses his graham cracker, he calls up the stocks.
Right there. There's ants in the pants stock. It used to be up $1 million a share.
Whoa, that is very expensive for stocks.
Exactly. And now it's only $100 a share.
Okay, so the stocks are dropping. Okay, Marbles, when your dad's wandering around the house asking about geese, is he blinded by the sun still? Is this right after he comes inside?
No, it's most hours of the day. It's him just walking the halls of the mansion going, where are the geese? Where are the geese? And when he's not walking around, he's either outside staring at the sun or inside playing Mario Kart with me. That's it. That's all he does anymore.
I mean, that's nice that he's spending time.
Are there Marbles? Are there actual geese on the property, or is geese a code word for something else?
We don't have any regular pets. We do have a tiger in a cage in my bedroom, but that's it.
Oh no, Marbles, how big is this tiger? Full grown?
Uh-huh. It takes up half the room.
Oh, that's not safe.
Yeah.
Detective Riley, look up DCFS on this graham cracker, will you?
I only have a thin strip of graham to work with here, but
Make it work.
I'll do my best.
It's only 10 digits. Come on. Okay, Marbles. So you have a tiger, no geese, at least domesticated geese on the property. Perhaps some wild geese. Have you ever asked your dad during playing Mario Kart what the hell he's talking about? Take your time. I know this is a sensitive subject, Marbles. A tear drips from Marbles' eyes as he gets all choked up for some reason.
He rolls onto his back, balls up his fists, clenching his eyes shut.
Every time I ask my dad, what do you mean by where's the geese? He goes, "This is adult stuff. This is adult stuff. Go to your room and make friends with the tiger." But then I hear him outside my room. I put my ear up to the door, and I'm real quiet. And if the tiger roars, I shush it. I say, we gotta hear what Dad says when we're not around. And you know what he says?
We don't. Tell us.
He says, it's
Wait,
all...
what the tiger says?
Tiger says, well, that's a different story. The tiger always says, your dad's involved in some shit. Your dad's involved in some shit. I know it, and I've known it since day one.
Hold up. Marbles, you have a talking tiger caged in your room?
He loves it.
Detective Riley, there's crimes all over the place here. Who loves it? Your father?
The tiger. We're friends.
Understood. We got a real Calvin and Hobbes situation, Detective Riley.
Yeah, we do. It's rare for a tiger to enjoy his captivity.
Okay, Detective Riley, that's not the issue.
It's better than where I used to live.
Okay, where did you used to live, Marbles?
No, I've always lived there, but that tiger, I don't know where he used to live, but he always says, oh, this is way better. This is way better than the Cincinnati Zoo or the Bronx. It's some zoo. He used to live in a zoo. He prefers to be in a cage in my room.
Understood. Okay, Marbles, we've established what the tiger said, where he came from. What was your father saying outside your door?
Oh, yeah, that part. My dad always says, or what I hear through the wall is, those geese shouldn't have butt in where they shouldn't have butt in. And I got to find them. I got to find those geese, and I got to choke every single one to death with my bare hands. That's what he says. And then as soon as I open up the door, he goes, where's the geese? Where's the geese?
Okay, so your father's looking to commit goose genocide?
I don't know. I asked him if he means literal geese, and he tells me, go to your room and make friends with the tiger.
Okay, Marbles, this is going to be a tough question that I'm going to ask you. Have you ever, getting up for a day of school, you go outside, get ready to jump in the car, and there are literally hundreds of dead geese on your front lawn? Or let's just, they don't even have to be hundreds, Marbles. Let's say more than one.
Yeah, more than one.
So 2, 3.
Keep going.
4.
4, 5.
8. 5 minutes later, 164. Detective Riley, why were we counting so slowly?
Detective Potter, hold on. Shut up for a second.
Gladly.
Peter Albright is the outdoor king. What is the bane of all outdoorsmen?
Air conditioning.
Okay, that's something they're trying to get away from, yes. But when they're outdoors, what's just the bane of their existence?
Rain. You know what, Detective Riley? I feel like normally these roles are reversed, where I'm trying to guide you to guess something. I think you're trying to get me to say geese, but I'm going to give you other answers.
Right, that's usually would be my role in this scenario.
Yes.
But we've reversed them.
Ask me again.
Geese, yes.
Oh, okay, fine.
What is the bane? It's geese. The bane of outdoors people is geese.
Are geese. And I think you should have said banes.
I don't think that's correct.
No, it's definitely correct, Detective Riley.
The banes of outdoors people are geese.
Of outdoors peoples.
People is already the plural of person.
Yeah, and geese is the plural of geese. Okay, Detective Riley, I don't want to hear it. The court stipulates, I know we've been hearing that a lot lately, the court stipulates that outdoorsmen hate geese. Go on.
As the detectives have been talking, Marbles has swiped Detective Riley's computer chair.
Whee!
Detective Riley, what did I tell you about your computer chair? If you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
Kid, I called dibs on that chair. You can't walk. That is not a freebie. You've already got your 2 for the day. Detective Potter, what I'm getting at is Peter Albright went on a business trip.
Okay.
3 days, doing some work. He came back, not feeling good, hating geese. And now his stocks are tumbling. That's all I got. It's a freaking mystery.
Marbles, I know you don't know exactly where your father went on this trip, but do you know if he flew south?
What I do know that he brought a suitcase. It was his big suitcase for when he travels either for a long time or far away or both. And this time he traveled for 3 days, which isn't that many days. So he was probably traveling pretty far away.
Okay.
And then when he came back, he was speaking a language I don't know.
How many languages do you know?
And he had his whole face painted like the Joker.
Marbles, why didn't you lead with that? That's way weirder behavior than just your father spending time with you, which was sad.
I know, I'm just used to it now.
Now, when you say dressed as the Joker, do you mean whiteface?
He didn't say dressed as, he said face painted. Come on, Detective Riley, specificity.
You're right. That's usually my job.
No, that's the narrator's job.
Huh?
You know what? It doesn't matter. So, Marbles, okay. Face painted like the Joker. Good point by Detective Riley, though. What was your dumb question?
Was his face, was it whiteface? Is that what he had on?
White and red and the other in green. I think those are the colors. A little bit of black, too, for definition. He looked like Jared Leto's Joker.
That was going to be my next question. Are we got a Jared Leto? Do we have like a, what's his name from Spartacus?
Heath Ledger.
Gladiator. Heath Ledger.
Nicholas.
I loved him in Gladiator.
Jack Nicholson.
He looked like Jared Leto, but he had the swagger of Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Thank you so much. Joaquin Phoenix. Okay. So, swagger of Joaquin Phoenix, makeup of Jared Leto, arguably the worst makeup. Detective Riley, we got a real psychopath on our hands.
Well, we don't know. Okay, well, all we know is he's killing geese. And
we don't
as far
even
as
know
I'm
that.
concerned, there are geese ending up dead in the front lawn.
Okay, Detective Riley, that's a pretty big leap between a guy saying that he wants to strangle a bunch of geese and then a bunch of geese ending up on his lawn. Let's give innocent until proven guilty, Detective Riley. Have you ever heard of that before? Also, do we have a crime? You were here to buy furniture. I get that, Marbles. But why was it so fortuitous that you found your way into our office? What happened?
What happened to my dad?
Yeah, well,
What is happening?
right now I feel like you're just turning in your dad for killing some geese, which we can't do anything about. Like, if anything, we'll have to direct you to animal control. Did something happen? Is something wrong? Is someone in danger?
Well, that's the thing. I want to know what happened to my dad. Why is he acting so crazy? I don't know. He won't talk to me.
Okay.
Detective Potter, this is one of those, hey, come and check it out and see if there is a crime going on here type of cases.
Like a Home Alone situation when they go and check and see if Kevin is still in the house.
Right. We're going to see if Peter Albright is sane.
Detective Riley, back up 1 second. Did you get that movie reference that I just made?
Oh my God, I did.
So the one movie you've seen is Home Alone?
100 times, at least.
You could have made it all the way through AFI's top 100 instead of watching Home Alone 100 times.
You know, I was deprived of a lot of movies as a child. We had one VHS up in the mountains of Colorado with the wolves.
I know your whole backstory, and we don't need to get Marbles involved in it because it's traumatic. Marbles, is that what you're asking? Do you want us to go talk to your dad? See if there's something wrong with him?
You could talk to my dad, or you could, find out where he traveled by going to the airport and bribing them or whatever detectives do, and then seeing what happened there too. There's a lot of paths you could take with this mystery.
Okay, Marbles, we don't need you writing the whole season.
We'll do the detective work here, Marbles.
You could also check out his place of business. There's people who know him there. There's a whole lot of zany locations you can go for a personal mystery like this.
Why don't you throw out some names of characters that we might encounter along the way, Marbles?
Well, that seems like it's really script writing, which I don't do. Again, I'm an 11-year-old boy.
Okay, Marbles, I assume he flew out of Hill Valley Airport. Do you at least know that much, you dumb kid?
Detective Potter.
What?
Chill. Detective Potter grabs the kid by the throat.
I get peckish when I haven't eaten, and you two jerks ate all my lunch.
Don't blame me. Detective Potter grabs Detective Riley by the throat. It was him. Please.
Detective Potter lets both of them go because he's getting nowhere fast.
And Marbles grabs both of them by the throat. Listen, my dad traveled from the Hill Valley Airport, the only airport within 100 square miles, all right?
He's so strong.
Okay.
Marbles throws them both to the ground.
Jesus.
He's
That's a strong
he's
kid.
weirdly strong. Okay, I'm sorry, Marbles. So he flew out of Hill Valley Airport. When was this trip?
This trip was last week on Tuesday. Tuesday's when he left. Friday or so is when he came back. And then he's been dressed up like the Joker, cursing geese.
Hold on. So is he actually dressed up as the Joker, or is it just the face paint?
It's a good point. Did he get the whole outfit?
Well, doesn't the Joker wear many outfits?
That's a good point, too. Does he have a purple leisure suit?
No, I misspoke and you caught me for it. He just wears the Joker face paint while continuing to wear a tuxedo.
Good one, Detective Riley. You really nailed this asshole to the wall.
So he's more like a penguin Joker.
Yes. Does your dad only paint half of his face like the Joker and leave the other half normal?
Yeah, but it's spotty.
Okay. Does he have a lot of plants around the house? Like, I don't know, poison ivy?
We have a lot of poison ivy around the door frame around my bedroom. It's all poison ivy, and then yeah, that's it.
Does he carry around a big gun that can freeze any object?
And all he eats are freeze pops.
Okay. And also, does he occasionally wear one of those like 1800s masquerade masks and maybe some shoes with bells on the toes of them?
Yep. And then sometimes too, he fills up his whole shirt with straw and just stands outside and tries to scare away any birds or crows.
Detective Riley, that's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that came full circle. Okay, kid, your dad is sounding more and more like a total psychopath. And I don't think it's safe for you to be in that house anymore. I think you should sleep in this bunker.
Yeah, six stories underground. Sleep with us.
Yeah, we could have a sleepover.
Okay, I'll sleep with you guys. I'll sleep with you new adults I just met. I haven't been home since Monday anyway, and he hasn't noticed or come and tried to find me.
Detective Riley, the way he was saying that, did you pat this kid down for a wire when he came in?
No, but he could be working for the local sheriffs trying to get me back in prison for a crime I never committed.
Detective Riley, I just want to throw this out there, and Marbles, you are more than welcome to listen to this. Really, Marbles' dad has the profile of a real Bruce Wayne. However, he seems to have come back as all of the Batman villains, except for the one that chokes out birds, which I don't know what that one is. Maybe Harley Quinn?
Yeah, that might be his own. It could be his, well, yeah.
I mentioned the masquerade
yeah,
mask, but...
No, I think he's trying on different characters, but he's actually attempting to create his own villain.
By using all the characters.
Yes.
Okay, did we just solve this? Marbles. Here's what we're going to do, Detective Riley and I. First of all, we charge $5,000 a day. So I don't know if your funds, did your dad give you an allowance of some sort?
Yeah, do you take Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, wire transfer, check, cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum?
Literally any of those. We don't get any internet access, though.
Yeah, we would need you to set up some of that more high-tech stuff, but we could just take cash or coin.
Okay, here's $5,000.
Perfect. That'll cover us for the next 24 hours. Detective Riley, we have to solve this case in 24 hours.
There's more where that came from.
Oh, good.
And just to be clear, the case is Peter Albright, multi-billionaire, goes on business trip, comes back dressing as multiple Batman villains, killing, perhaps maybe killing geese, and his business seems to be failing in the stock market. Is that right?
And he's at least wandering around talking shit about geese. And let's not forget, Detective Riley, he spends hours a day staring at the sun. I feel like that's important.
All right. I think what's going on here, this is basically a wellness checkup.
Yeah.
So I would call the case solved when we can get Peter Albright back to normal.
Yeah, we like to have an end game condition for all of the cases we take, so we know when it's solved. Because or else we have a tendency to just ramble on for hours and hours.
I'd say that works. Make my dad normal again, or at least find out why he went so crazy and what his plans are now that he's becoming a villain. Is it just killing the geese, or does it go further than that?
Okay, Marbles.
Okay. All right,
we're the
kid.
detectives
We
here.
will be the detectives.
Yeah, we'll
here.
go check out his company. We're going to have to check out your home. And Marbles, I just want you to say, I'm sure you're one of those houses that has like a Nest doorbell or a Ring doorbell or one of those. So when you see us coming knocking, even if your dad doesn't want to, if you give us permission to enter the house and check it out, then we can.
Yeah.
Actually, if you give us permission right now, we can come in whenever we
Right
want,
now.
I think. Right, Detective Riley? It's like vampires.
Yeah, that's right. You just have to let the right ones in, and that would be us.
Detective Riley, have you seen 2 movies? Home Alone and Let the Right One In?
Well, now that I have a wife, we have movie nights.
Oh, that's cute. And you've only been married for 2 weeks.
Technically, a full year, but with the time travel.
You know what? We don't need to
it feels
bother
for you.
Marbles
it feels
with
like 2
that.
weeks.
Yes.
This is crazy. I'll let the guy at the gate know to let you in if he sees you.
Perfect.
Thank you. What's the guy at the gate's name?
Carl. I think. I'm bad with names. Carl. Let's go, Carl.
Detective Riley, this kid seems real shady. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if any of this is going to be true.
And Marbles, what's your... You just ate my chair. That was my only chair.
This wasn't as good as the soup.
All right. First of all, I think Marbles should be in the circus.
The Hill Valley Circus?
The only one in town. Marbles, what's your tiger's name? Because we're going to need to talk to him too.
He's probably going to say Carl.
Don't put names in his mouth.
Yeah, but I feel like he's lying to us.
Right.
His name's Bill Murray. Like from the movie Stripes.
Yes. Oh, you should not have seen Stripes, Marbles. I thought he was going to say Jared Leto, and then he said a different Hollywood actor.
Right.
Anything else you can think of, Detective Riley, that we need to ask Marbles here?
I think I'm done with this fucking shithead kid.
Shh,
I want
Detective
to
Riley.
boot him out the window if we had windows down
Oh,
here.
God. I know we'd have to climb up at least 7 stories to make it even a worthwhile drop.
Anything else, kid?
Damn it, Detective Riley. Be a little bit compassionate. Marbles, we know you're going through some tough times, and
I'm starting to get hungry.
we are on the case. I can assure you that, Marbles, and we will not rest until we either solve this case or your allowance runs out at $5,000 a day.
Okay. Also, my mom's been missing for 5 years, and if you could find her too, that would be great. Anyway, that's all I got.
So the Bureau boys usher Marbles out of the office.
Without even a single follow-up question about his missing mother. What a weird choice. But monkey see, monkey do.
Detective Potter, Detective Riley look at each other and wink once, knowing they've just started a brand new case.
And 2 winks equals 1 blink. And the Bureau boys are confident that they'll solve this case in the blink of an eye. How's that for poetry, narrator?
Shakespearean.
Will the Bureau boys get to the bottom of all the goose strangling?
What's with Peter Albright's obsession with the Batman villain universe?
How's Marble's stomach going to handle that chair and ink that he ate?
Is Marbles involved in any potential plots planned by his billionaire daddy?
Should the Bureau boys have asked at least 1 single question about a woman that's been missing for 5 years? And will they even remember that was an important plot detail?
Find out the answers to these questions and many more next week on the case of the Batty Billionaire.
If you enjoyed this episode, help the Bureau Boys solve this case by submitting your clue at thebureauboys.com. They may use it on a future episode.
While you're there, why not join their Informant network and tell all your friends and family to join too? But don't tell the criminals, because the Bureau Boys are coming for them.